Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the convocation ceremony for the Texas MSTC class of 2018. I'm Trent Thurman, Director of the MSTC program at the McCombs School of Business, and today we celebrate the students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Science in Technology Commercialization degree. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome the spouses, partners, parents, children, relatives, friends, and professors of this graduating class. Speaking of those people, you graduates certainly know this. Everyone here contributed to your success over the past year. So I want to take a few minutes to recognize these important people. First, the families. Will all spouses, partners, parents, and children of our graduates please stand so that you may be recognized. Thank you for all you have done to support, encourage, and help our MSTC graduates reach this important milestone. Next, our distinguished faculty. Our world-class faculty are the heart and soul of the MSTC program. They teach MSTC with dedication and passion. Thank you for all you did and continue to do for our graduates. Last but certainly not least, the MSTC team that has served you well over the last year. Stuart Bone, Justin White, Mandy Reyes, and Wayne Peck, please stand up and be acknowledged. Thank you for all you do. I also want to thank a member of the team who is not with us today. Melissa Murphy, our communications coach, helped our students prepare for presentations and pitches, but is not here with us today because she is graduating with her PhD. So thanks and congratulations to Dr. Melissa Murphy. Commencement, by definition, is a beginning or start, and while this represents the end of a long journey, it also represents the beginning of new challenges and opportunities. I congratulate all of you on this wonderful achievement. You have earned this day and should be proud of all your hard work. As you all know, graduate school is a rewarding but rigorous journey. The students seated here today chose to pursue this graduate degree on top of lives that were already full. Graduates, today is the time to pause and reflect on all that you have accomplished and to look forward to all that you will become. During your program of study, you have acquired the knowledge and experience that will help you achieve the next level in your professional lives. It is my belief that seated among us today from the class of 2018 are present and future visionaries, innovators, entrepreneurs, and civic leaders. Without a doubt, you will continue to make a profound impact professionally and in your communities. I am confident of this because of what you have already shown through your leadership here at McCombs. As students, you have shaped the MSTC program and experience and helped the entire McCombs community and left the program better off than you found it. During your academic pursuits, you have formed strong bonds with your classmates and you have extended your network for years to come. Looking out into the crowd, I'm reminded of the passion you all bring to your education, a passion I am certain will translate to whatever paths you choose in your future. As you move forward, value that passion and remember to reinvest it through your continued involvement with the Texas MSTC program, the McCombs School of Business, and the University of Texas at Austin. Join the alumni network, accept a committee placement if offered, agree to serve on one of our boards if asked, and believe me, you will be asked. At the University of Texas, we say what starts here changes the world, and as director of this program, I know we have world changers seated before us. Today, we are honored to award you a graduate degree from the University of Texas at Austin, one of the premier universities in the world, and as you begin your lives beyond the MSTC program, we couldn't be more proud to call you alumni of the McCombs School of Business and the University of Texas at Austin. Congratulations. Members of the audience will notice that some of our students are wearing honor cords with their graduation robes. I'd like to ask our graduates wearing the red, white, and blue cords to stand. We would like to recognize these students for their unwavering commitment to our nation, for having served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Please join me in thanking our active duty and military veterans. The gold cords identify the Dean's Award for Academic Excellence. Recipients of the Dean's Award earned an overall grade point average of 3.8 or higher during the entire MSTC program. I ask all graduates wearing honor cords to stand and be recognized for your accomplishments. We'd also like to acknowledge those of you who helped with our recruiting efforts this year. Admissions ambassadors, could you please stand and be recognized? All right, time for a confession. Many of you are familiar with the cinematic classic Anchorman. If so, you may recall the line, "Anything you type, Burgundy will read." I bring this up because last year, not only did I read my prepared remarks, but also read those intended for Associate Dean Steve Limburg, leaving Steve with the difficult and awkward task of ad-libbing his remarks. And while he did a remarkable job, I want to apologize to him and also ensure Dean Hartzell that this concludes the end of my remarks. So with that said, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jay Hartzell. He's the Centennial Chair in Business Education Leadership, the Lois and Richard Folger Dean's Leadership Chair, Trammell Crow Regents Professor in Business, and the Dean of the McCombs School of Business. Please join me in welcoming Dean Jay Hartzell.
All right, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. Up until that moment, I was sorry I missed it last year. My own daughter was graduating, and so I sent Steve Limburg, and apparently, I'm glad to be back this year. How about that? I also want to take a moment. Trent gave out a lot of thanks, and I want to take a moment to thank Trent. I think he's done a tremendous job with the program. We're really happy to have him back. Some of you may be aware he took a little bit of a break and wore a different shade of orange for a little while, and we wanted to get him back, and we thought about what kind of a role would be interesting and enticing and cool enough to bring back Trent. And I think we found a great fit for him here. So thanks a lot, Trent. How about a round of applause for Trent? And to my right and your left, also on the end, is the chair of the Department of Management, Louis Martins. I also want to thank Louis. Louis has put a lot of energy in the academic side of the program and really helped take it to new heights. So thanks as well, Louis. I appreciate it. All right, and I had something about how we should all be festive and make sure we celebrate today. And you generally can't say enough good things at graduation or have enough applause and celebration. And then I was in the prep room and we overheard you all. And I turned to Trent, like, "Are those your students?" He said, "Oh, those are the students." So just feel free license to celebrate at will. So as Trent said, I'm Jay Hartzell. It's my privilege to serve as Dean of the McCombs School. As the Dean, I get to enjoy 6 different graduation ceremonies this weekend. So I feel a little bit like a newfound expert on the idea of graduations. And so, take it from me, it's a very special occasion to celebrate all that you've accomplished since arriving to campus. From our graduating class and from your family and friends, I would encourage you to pause and just take a minute and reflect and think about how far you've come over the last year or so. How much time things have changed since your time in the program. We believe that you will leave this program as changed individuals, but we also know that you're leaving the school and the program changed as well. One thing that has not changed is the excellence you have shown since the day you entered the McCombs School. Graduates, your intelligence, your integrity, your dedication to excellence has been on display as you've pursued your degrees. From here, the sky is the limit. The places you will go, we look forward to seeing those. And what I know and what our faculty know is wherever life takes you, you'll continue to make a profound impact. You're an extension of our program, and our successes are our successes. And we hope that you will return to the 40 acres and share your stories of how your lifelong learning is going, how you're growing and developing, and how you're making a difference as you pursue your individual careers. As Trent mentioned, what we really hope also is that you will stay in touch, stay involved with the University of Texas and the McCombs School of Business. I say this because as I think about our great school, one of the greatest assets we have is our alumni network. I was at the earlier graduation yesterday. They mentioned that we have 96,000 alumni of just the McCombs School of Business, about 500,000 of the University of Texas. After this weekend, it's probably like 98,000 and 510,000, but it's an amazing alumni network. As alumni, when you choose to come back and invest, you're adding to the value of your own degrees for yourselves, for those who came before you, and for those who will come after you. And because of that, we're honored to have you as part of our alumni network of the McCombs School of Business as you embark upon your careers. So congratulations. I have full confidence in you as graduates of the MSTC program in the class of 2018. You'll make an impact wherever you go. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have some formalities to dispense with. We need to hand you your degrees. So before I hand it back over to Trent, let me end by saying to all of our graduates and on behalf of our faculty, allow me again to say a heartfelt congratulations. How about one more round of applause? Thank you, Hookham.
Thanks, Jay. Dean Hartzell's commencement odyssey started yesterday at 8 a.m. for the undergrad program and ends tonight at the university-wide commencement. So that's about probably over 2,000 hands shook over that period of time. So thanks for being here with us today.
Take it easy on me.
Yeah, exactly. Our commencement speaker today is Mellie Price. Mellie is the managing director of the Texas Health CoLab and executive director of commercialization at the Dell Medical School. She is an experienced investor, technologist, executive, fund manager, public speaker, and serial software entrepreneur. Price is the co-founder of two highly successful startup ecosystems, Capital Factory and SoftMatch. She was also the founder of FrontGate Solutions and FrontGate Tickets, a data security company, and two healthcare startups. Ms. Price is an active member of the Texas entrepreneurship community and the winner of the Austin Business Journal's prestigious Profiles in Power Award in 2015, as well as the Tech Titan Award in 2014. Ms. Price, a proud member of the Austin community for 30 years, serves on the board of directors for Leadership Austin, Sustainable Food Center, Mission Capital, and Capital Texas Public Telecommunications Council. She currently serves on the Mayor's Health Alliance as well as his Technology Advisory Committee. She is also the co-instructor for Longhorn Startup, an entrepreneurship course at the University of Texas at Austin. Please welcome Mellie Price.
I promised Melissa I would smile and wave on my way out. She taught me that trick. Well, good afternoon, Trent. Thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you for inviting me to be here today. It is truly an honor to share this moment with you all. And Dean Hartzell, Dr. Lewis Martins, all the MSTC faculty and staff, your commitment to building this program, I've witnessed it in our community, and you've done an extraordinary job, so hats off to you. It's humbling to be asked to speak with you all today. As you can imagine, I've spent a good bit of time thinking about how I could add value to this day through my words, and I have to admit I sort of freaked out at first. I deliberated my 25-year entrepreneurial crazy life, and I thought, what do I distill down into 10 minutes that's worth sharing? And the more I thought about it, the more I realized I actually only have one thing to say. But you're going to have to wait for it. Yeah, I'm going to share sort of how this has all come together for me and something that I wish I had known earlier in my career. My own entrepreneurial journey started in college, and no, I did not start a company out of my dorm room. My entrepreneurial journey started when I realized I had what I now call the entrepreneurial affliction. And the affliction is the propensity of an entrepreneur or an inventor's mind to see business opportunity absolutely everywhere all the time. Does anybody here have the affliction? And anybody married to or related to someone that has the affliction, but they don't know they have the affliction, right? So I call it the affliction because it can be really exhilarating to be around us. I've heard, anecdotally, maybe through some relationships, it can be challenging to be around someone with the entrepreneurial affliction. But that's the story of my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That said, I realized probably my sophomore year that I had a different career aspiration. I had a sort of painful stint as a chemical engineer and quickly realized that I didn't love it, so I started taking natural science classes. I took botany and herpetology and aquatic biology, and I figured out that I loved field biology. And so I changed my majors. I changed my major to natural sciences. I got a job as a research assistant in a mycology lab and studied Ceratocystis fagacearum. I just like to say that, it makes me sound academic, which is a fungus that causes oak wilt. And most people here probably, if you know me or if you've seen me speak, you think of me as a software, maybe a tech entrepreneur, or maybe the front gate tickets lady. But the truth is, I'm actually a scientist trapped in an entrepreneur's life. That's supposed to be funny. It's been a good journey, so I wouldn't change it. But so when I was in this oak wilt lab in my last semester, I had an idea. Right? I had an idea that we could create a field diagnostic kit that would help landowners test their trees for oak wilt in their homes so they wouldn't have to send the samples to our lab. And, they would call every week. They would say, wondering if you processed my tree samples, and they would get increasingly angry when it took too long. Some of them even offered money to get us to process these samples faster. And I thought to myself, remember I have the affliction, feels like market demand. I was like 19. The other thing I knew is that I was processing these sticks as fast as I could, and the refrigerator kept getting full. It just got fuller and fuller. And so I knew that my capacity to process the sticks, whittle the sticks, put them through a protein assay, see if it shows up oak wilt positive, I knew that I couldn't do it any faster. And so the demand was just exceeding the capacity of the lab. So I did what any young entrepreneur might do. I went to my supervising professor and I said, I have an idea. And I was just super excited, we could build this company, we could process these sticks for people, and it landed a bit like the Led Zeppelin. I did not get a warm reception from my supervising professor. There were no resources on campus that I was aware of to go help me mature this idea. I had no idea that what I was proposing was commercializing something out of a lab. And so I was quickly told, you know what, not interested. You should, we're a research university and we're funded by grants, and you should probably go focus on filling that backlog of sticks. So as you can imagine, that crushing of my little emerging entrepreneurial spirit had a pretty big impact on me at that point in my life. And I figured out that my Bachelor of Science in biology probably wasn't going to lead to that adult job that my parents were hoping I would find, unless I went to medical school or got a PhD and really entered the research realm. So at that point in time, I made a decision that I needed to leave academia. I needed to go get some hireable skills very quickly. And I talked to a friend of mine who was a programmer. I was like, I got to figure something out. Like, I'm graduating. My other job is at the grocery store. And he said, you really like building things. So why don't you try to learn how to build computers? Well, that was better than working at the cheese shop. So I taught myself how to, build PCs. Dell had not dominated the market yet. And I taught myself how to build PCs, and I taught myself Unix system administration, because you had to install an operating system. I taught myself Windows NT server networking. I could manage printer devices and SCSI devices on the network. I learned how to put RJ45s on the end of an Ethernet cable, and presto mundo, I was in business. And I sold my services as a tech support person to Austin businesses. And as long as I was 2 steps ahead of them, they liked my support. I named the company MonsterBit. This is pretty surprising how I came up with this name. Monstrous amounts of bits moving down an Ethernet pipe could transform business. So this was 1993. I am no Nostradamus. I did not know the internet was going to do what it did, but I did know that moving data around in a business environment and having servers and having that access was really powerful to companies. So 1993, doing my tech support thing, demand starts to exceed my capacity again, so I did what a lot of young entrepreneurs do. I hired my friends. I'm going to spare. We don't have any wine, and we only have a few minutes. So I'm going to spare the 5 to 10 years of life lessons from my youthful journey as a CEO. And I'm just going to say we did expand our business successfully. It was not easy and it was a little bit messy, but we expanded into hardware sales because we were building computers. We expanded into database design and implementation and management because we were already managing their networks. And then eventually we expanded into website development and hosting because our clients wanted it, and we had already built that trusted relationship by providing tech support services. So by the end of 1994, at the ripe age of 24, I realized that I had inadvertently and accidentally built the first web development company in the nation, right? I was 24 years old. I really wish I could take credit for seeing around the corner, but I just sort of bumped into it. And that's why I call myself the accidental entrepreneur. I was about to edit that out of my speech. I was like, I can't get up at a business commencement speech and call myself the accidental entrepreneur. But it's true, there was no business plan, there was no funding, there was no market research. What there was a lot of hard work, great relationship skills. I listened to my customer at every turn, and maybe there was a little bit of that thing that people call luck, right? I think it was the Seneca, the ancient Roman philosopher, that said luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And then I like Thomas Jefferson's a little bit more. He said, I am a great believer in luck. I find the harder I work, the more of it I have. And that was certainly the case. We worked our tails off at MonsterBit during the growth. And I'll never forget that the people that I hired, and we all came up together, and you guys are sort of a cohort. You know, your hard work is something that will persevere into your next ventures and hopefully make a solid foundation for you. If you've heard me speak before, I often say that you never know where the magic happens. And that's the other thing I learned in that chapter of my life, is that you get to a point where you have a business, you have a degree, you have expertise, and suddenly you find yourself thinking you know everything, right? And this preparation that you've done is an excellent start, but you've got to, as you move forward, you've got to make space for your culture of your company and for the processes of your organization to let that magic in. I'm a big believer in magic, which also probably shouldn't say at a business commencement speech, but there's always an element of it, right? So in the 25 years since I realized I have this affliction, of course, I've started 8 companies. I've been in an operational position as an investor in a handful of additional companies. I've been through 4 sort of liquidity events. 2 of them were sort of a build it, quick flip kind of thing, which are my favorite, by the way. We can talk about those. I've been through a merger, an acquisition into a publicly traded company, and most recently in a public equity buyout. And if I had to distill all of that entrepreneurial experience into one takeaway for you, what I would tell you is that every company I've seen be successful has at its core what I call beginner's mind. And that sounds a little airy-fairy, but it's true. Beginner's mind, by definition, is having an openness, an eagerness, and a lack of preconceptions. That's what a beginner brings to every conversation, every interaction. And the challenge is, as you gain skills, which you have spent the last year doing, and you become more expert, it becomes more difficult to access that, right? You think you know what the outcome is going to predict. And at the core of these companies that I've seen scale year after year after year, they're led by people who are willing to embrace that beginner's mind. There's something about beginner's mind that invites curiosity into your interactions instead of defensiveness or assumptiveness. It invites a curiosity which really sets the stage for a much more powerful relationship with the people. So whether you're prototyping a product, whether you're negotiating a contract, whether you're building a team, if you approach it with curiosity, amazing things can happen. I've also found that this curiosity, when you think of it as a problem-solving tool, it's extremely powerful. It's gotten me through some of the toughest times in my companies. When things get hard, I find myself thinking, all right, how could I be a more effective leader in this situation? Or how could I communicate more effectively? I find that if I get curious about it and I come from that attitude, it helps me get to the truth of what's happening in that moment. And from the truth, you can always find a solution. The other thing about curiosity is that when you're in a hard place, and as an entrepreneur, you got to find ways to be resilient, right? And curiosity is one of those ways to dig in deep, find your resiliency, find your answers, and move on. So I really think of it as a secret weapon. I encourage you as you move forward in your ventures and in your lives, when you're in those hard points, just stop and say, how could I bring a fresh, untainted perspective to this situation? And a lot of times it'll get you off the rocks. So while I'm here today as the commencement speaker, tomorrow I start on a very different journey. I have some exciting news to share. We all know I've got the affliction. Tomorrow I start as a 2019 MSTCer, as a student. Yeah. When I was asked to give this speech, I started researching the program, and it didn't take long for me to think, I told you that oak wilt story because when I learned about this program, I thought, I have always wanted to do a program like this. It just didn't exist. And so when I felt it in my soul, I was like, the theme of beginner's mind applies even to me at this point in my career. There's always something new to be learned, and there are always greater heights to attain, and there are always, important work to be done. So today I offer you my thoughts, and I hope tomorrow you'll offer me your guidance. I do reserve the right to cringe if you tell me I just need my beginner's mind as I completely freak out about all the reading for launch week, and particularly that Financing New Ventures class. I just need to get curious. But honestly, I couldn't be more thrilled about joining this community. It's an exciting time to have the skills and the experience that you've gotten in this program. We all know the commercialization of the internet over the last 25 years has disrupted major sectors: entertainment, education, finance, of course, retail. One of the things that excites me the most is I think we're just at the beginning of this disruption of health and science as we know it, the businesses of health and science. And so, this next cycle of innovation, we've been in this very internet and consumer and marketing-oriented stage. I think this next cycle of innovation is all about more complex technical solutions. It's about computer intelligence. It's about sensors and devices and entirely new business models coming together. And the skills that you've gained, I think you're going to be in a really unique position to develop those opportunities and to lead them. So it really is an exciting time, and quite frankly, the reason I'm going to join the program. So the last thing I want to leave you with, and I hesitated to bring this up because it's a sensitive subject, but I think it's an important one. With the opportunity and with the education and the privilege that we have to be commercialization leaders comes a lot of responsibility. We're entering into a very interesting time, and the world needs strong, ethical, socially responsible leaders. You all are going to be the commercialization leaders that negotiate licenses, that introduce automated technologies, potentially invasive technologies into people's life. You're going to be the corporate innovators that are sandwiched between a company that needs to grow and the fact that these products will have extraordinary global social consequences. You're going to be the entrepreneurs that bring life-changing technology to people's existence. And this is all going to happen really quickly. This is happening also at a time when we have racial, partisan, and economic polarities playing out on the world stage like we haven't seen them. So your work, this next chapter of your life and your career, is going to impact human lives in a very meaningful way. And commercialization, I believe, is going to influence, where technology decides to reinforce these polarities or maybe nudge humanity towards a kinder place. So I know you all will do your finest if and when these hard decisions come, but part of the skills you're gaining today is that you're going to be the next generation of leaders. And there's going to be a lot of hard choices that when it comes to issues of privacy, deciding who has access to certain things. A lot of you will be influencing how policy evolves as a function of these innovations. So take that to heart and remember that at the end of the day, we're in a business environment and money matters, but at the end of the day, it's human lives, right? And so carry that with you moving forward. So graduates, that sounds really fancy, graduates. I can't wait to be sitting in that chair. With the support of your families and your friends and many of you, your employers, you have triumphed over a really, really full year. Late night Fridays, busy Saturdays, weeks away from your families. You've pounded out late night homework, group presentations, from what I can tell, an absolutely crushing reading list. And I think it is worth pausing. I think it's worth pausing. It's so easy for busy people like us to sort of gloss through these moments. But if you'll humor me, just close your eyes and really take in the fullness of what you've accomplished this year, and take a deep collective breath, right? And when you open your eyes, take a minute to look at your classmates that have helped you get through this year. You can say thank you with your eyes, and look at the faculty and the staff. The commitment they have to their work has potentially changed your lives, put you on a trajectory that will make your life more fulfilling. So say thanks to them, and then take a minute to connect with your family and your friends and the people in the audience that are here, and really look them in the eye and feel the pride they have for you right now. This is a very special moment in life. I offer you my heartfelt congratulations. Can't wait to see you on the flip side. Hook 'em. Thank you.
Thank you, Mellie, and we're thrilled that you will be a part of next year's class, and we'll see you at launch week tomorrow.
Yes. I have to go read.
All right, and now for the moment you have all been waiting for, the individual recognition of our graduates. It's my pleasure to welcome MSTC Program Manager Stuart Bone to the stage at this time.
Y'all ready? All right, graduates, when I call your name, please proceed to the stage where you will be presented with a certificate and pose for a photo. Sunny Ahmed. Nathan Allen. Chad Alman. John Bear. Patrick Wayne Bellin. John Charles Benavidez. Grant Bennett. Nathan Brooks. Casey Ann Butler. Jason Carrier. Yin Yin Chen. Tyler Randall Chesley. Jermaine Cohen. Christian Costanzo. Adrian Cruz Ramos. Boya Dai. Kristen Davis. Stephen Dawkins. Nasos Ikonomo. Percy Espinosa. Tony Farnsworth. Daniel Fields. Brian Fuentes. Anand Ganesan. Charles Marshall Green. Chris Gregory. Fran Harris. Scott Hassman. Patrick Sean Hawkins. Moby Hayat. Bart Henderson. Marco Jose Hernandez. Ami Jack. Monica Jackson. Michael Patrick Jasinski. Paul Soren Jesperson. Brandon Jones. Jeff Korob. Matthew Kotor. Dr. Ruthie Lyle. Chi Ma. Diana Marquez de la Torre. Tyler Philip Eldridge McWilliam. Pradeep Misra. Pavel Nayaga. Leon Mario Onofre. Robert Joe Parker. Carlos Pasos. Molly May Elizabeth Potter. Chelsea Marie Prush. Jeremy Carl Ransom. Rodney Thomas Robinson. Chandra Rungi. Bruce Sanderson. Gregory Schultz. Michael Strong. Sammy Suteria. Mohit Taneja. Tanner Van Essen. Michael Voling. Yulong Wang. Andrew Webb. Kate Zelligson. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2018 Master's Degree graduates in Technology Commercialization.
All right, congratulations, everyone. We have a few awards to present, starting off with the Kosmetsky Scholar Award, and that honors Dr. George M. Kosmetsky, who served as Dean of the McCombs School of Business for 16 years. Kosmetsky scholars earned an overall grade point average of 4.0. That's as good as it gets during their entire MSTC education, so a very rare feat indeed. I'm proud to present this award to Kate Zelligson. The next award recognizes the student that exhibits outstanding leadership as voted on by his or her peers. In 2016, the award was renamed the Gary Cadenhead Award in Outstanding Leadership to honor and recognize the former program director. This year's Gary Cadenhead Award in Outstanding Leadership goes to two students, Molly Mae Potter and Gregory Schultz. The next award is the Outstanding Student Award and is nominated and selected by your MSTC faculty. I'm proud to present this year's Outstanding Student Award to Kate Zelligson. And now the Outstanding Faculty Award. This year we honor and recognize a faculty member who has won this award many times and has given so much to the program. Dr. Kate Mackey retired this year. Dr. Mackey retired this year after teaching marketing in the program since 1998 and has impacted countless student lives. Today we want to present Kate with this Outstanding Faculty Award and also announce that going forward, this award will be called the Kate Mackey Award for Teaching Excellence.
Geez, I'm speechless. Wow, what an honor. This has been, and this is no secret, this has always been my favorite class to teach. And you guys are just rock stars. So here's to you. Thank you so much, and have a great going forward.
Thank you, Kate. Class of 2018, it has truly been a pleasure seeing each of you progress this year. We wish you all the best in your continued success, and we'd like to share some of the memories with you and your guests, but don't worry, it's been edited for all ages viewing. So if you'll watch the video monitors, we'll do a quick memory video. It's been said several times today, but no matter where you go next, we hope you'll stay connected to UT. Stay informed about the issues that affect your hard-earned reputation and the value of your degree. Joining the Texas Exes is the place to start. With more than 96,000 members and 140 chapters and networks around the globe, the association is a powerful force for good. By becoming a life member, you'll help promote, protect, and give back to the place that changed your life forever. Following the traditional singing of the Eyes of Texas, we ask that all friends and family remain seated until the graduates and faculty have exited the ballroom. Graduates, please follow Wayne as he leads you to the hotel entrance for one final class photo. Family and friends, please join us just outside the ballroom for a celebratory reception at the conclusion of today's events. For those of you who want to tour Rolling Hall, our new home, there are elevators to the south side of the ballroom that will take you to the building. Please note that for security purposes, UT Police will close and begin locking Rolling Hall this afternoon at 6 p.m. ahead of the university-wide commencement ceremony. Also, graduates, we have one last gift for you, so please see Justin and Stuart at the tables outside the ballroom to pick up your graduation gift. Now, anyone who has done karaoke with me will know I'm not a very good singer, but I know we have some MSTC graduates who also earned their undergraduate degree from UT and know the words to the Eyes of Texas. So I'd like to invite a few of you up here at this time to join me in closing out our commencement with the singing of the Eyes of Texas.